up guys, Kara here, and I'm here with the Heezus, the shredded Heezy, and
for an ab workout.
Jason has a super strong core, he always has, and one of the things he always incorporates is a bunch of different exercises. Even myself, I find I never know what to do for abs to kind of change it up and really build your core. He knows how to do that, so we're going to take you through some different types of ab movements today to give you a good idea of different exercises you can be doing, what it works, and
there might be some weird shit going on.
Some weird stuff. There may be some stuff I can't do because I do not have the core strength that he has, but we're going to give you some
good ideas. Change from the normal, typical ab movements that you have seen a million times on YouTube. So we're going to use the leg press to work our abs. A lot of people probably look at you like you're crazy in the gym when you're doing it, but I found it to be an extremely effective ab movement. It's one of the things that gets my abs sore. It does work your entire core, but I find it typically tends to work my upper abs a little bit more than my lower abs. So you can't do this in every leg press. You know, you kind of need it at a steep angle. What you're going to do is you're just going to basically take all the weight off, because it's probably going to be pretty heavy, and just lower it all the way down. And you want to plant yourself in place. And we're just going to basically push the sled up nice and slow. You have to make sure not to use your shoulders, your arms. Just lock your arms in place. A slight bend at your elbows so you don't hurt your elbows. And just make sure you're pushing, or you're pushing up with your core. Make sure you're not using your back, your lower back, or anything like that. And just squeeze all the way up. Go slow down. You want to try to get about 12 reps. Next we're going to do Dragonflies off the bench. This really works your lower abs. I'm going to do them two different ways. I'm going to do them the standard way first, I'll show you. And I'll show you another way, which kind of works the obliques too. So, you want to get your tailbone, end of your butt on the edge of the bench. Lean back. And use your core to lift up your lower half. You want to go down nice and slow. When your butt starts hitting the ground, start pointing where to point to my toes. Pull your toes back to your face as far as you can, and stretch all the way down. When you're coming back up, point your toes again. Lift yourself up. Slow down. Pull your toes toward your face. Push your heels away from you. And if this is too light for you, you can always put a 8 or 10 pound dumbbell between your feet, which I do sometimes. The second way to do this really gets you sore, to work your obliques. Same concept, except for you don't come off the ground, or you don't put your feet back on the ground. You stay elevated, and you make a circle. And you just keep your butt off the bench the whole time. And you do about 4 to 6, and then you bring it the other way. Next, we're going to use another leg machine to work our lower abs. We're going to use the leg curl machine. So you might get another few crazy looks when you're at the gym doing this. But it really targets the lower abs. So you have to do this extremely light because it's very hard to do. Basically, get your machine set up. Bring this pad up as high as it goes. I only have it on 20 pounds right now. And I try to get my butt right in this crevice right here to plant myself. And you really want to pull with your knees. So basically, when you do back rows and you pull with your elbow, pointing this way, think of the same concept with your knees. You just want to pull with your knees so you're working your lower core. If you feel it a lot in your hip flexors, you're not doing it right. You should feel it in your lower stomach. So just plant your feet here. Put your hands behind you. And just crunch up nice and slow. And don't let the weight drop all the way. Keep stop about an inch away to keep the tension on your lower abs. Next, we're going to do 2 variations of hanging leg raises. Kara's going to do them without weight. I'm going to do them with weight. I'll show you how to do them without weight first. It's extremely easy to use your hip flexors in this movement where you're not even really working your abs. This is going to target your lower abs quite a bit. It works your whole core, but it works your lower abs more. You have to make sure to get a bend in your spine when you're coming up. So, lock yourself in place. And you can either do them with a slight bend in your knees, you can do them with your knees bent. Doesn't matter. I like to do them with a slight bend in my knees. Just bring the knees up as high as you can and bring them down. And I'm feeling extremely in my lower abs. Do you want to come to the side, Kara? And watch my back. Right, if I do them like this, I'm feeling them a ton in my hip flexors. So I start bringing my knees up to my face and a slight bend in my spine. I'm really feeling it in my lower abs a lot more. So it's kind of just trial and error and just playing with them. Going nice and slow. Just make sure you're feeling it in your core and not your hip flexors. So you definitely want to train them weighted if they start to get too easy without weight. I'm going to show you how to use one of these chains and some weight to do this movement. So basically, this is going to be sitting in my lap when I'm doing these. I'm just going to raise the knees up, and this weight's going to offer extremely good resistance to do this. It's kind of awkward at first to set it up. So what you're going to want to do is start with a 25 pounder. This is a 45. Put the chain through the middle of the plate. Latch it through your hook. And it's going to want to slip. So you really got to get it as close to your body as possible. Wrap it through again. There's no perfect size to it. Just wrap it in there tight. Now, get the weight so it's pretty even across your lap. Get your shirt on top so you can actually move. And this, we're going to keep our knees bent. And this plate's just going to basically be sitting on our lap. So gently across your knees. Just lift up. As you slow down, lift up. Next we're going to do cable crunches. I see a lot of people do these wrong where they end up just jerking it down, using their back, using everything except their core to do these. The way I like to do them is I like to sit a few feet back, a couple feet back from the rope. And I like to try to pull the rope down into my knees. So I'm pulling towards my knees. Once again, I'm trying to get that curl in my spine. I'm trying to tuck myself under my knees where I can see my toes. So basically my elbows are coming in between my knees. And really squeeze in the bottom.
So another important thing when training abs too is your breathing. And you want to exhale on the down. So really blow out all your air, and then when you blow it all out, you want to hold it and squeeze. So it's definitely more about quality with abs than quantity.
I gotta duck down because she's too short.
That's going to conclude the ab workout. As you saw, it's some different movements, and some are easier than others based on your current core strength. So they're a little bit more challenging for me than what you saw for Jason. That's okay. It's just starting out, incorporating some different things and getting in those abs consistently.
Yep, sometimes doing the same old thing gets boring, so hopefully this gave you a couple ideas just to throw one or two of these movements into your typical ab routine. You know, see how it goes, see how you like it. Let us know below what you like to do for abs.
And let us know if you want more instructional shredded pieces. And get going on today. So I hope you guys are having a good morning. All right, guys, just got back from my run. Just a basic run around the neighborhood. 3.5 miles, 10.5 mile per hour, minute per mile pace, I should say. I don't really focus on calories burned because that's just an estimation anyways based on height and weight. It's not super accurate, so don't really worry about that too much. This was just an app